Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Cat's Cottage. I'm having a nice hot cup of coffee. Oh, that feels good going down. Try that again. Well, everything is just rolling right along. We're going through the winter here. Um, Now, it gets cold it gets real. The coldest of the whole 24-hour period is right in the AM, just before daylight. That's when it's really cold. And it starts to warm back up. And if the sun comes out, it warms faster. And we go through cold days, and then it begins to warm a little bit, and it'll rain. Then after that, it'll start cooling down again, and things might freeze. We might get a few storms, ice storms, snowstorms, whatever. And then we come along and we get wind. When we get wind, I know there's going to be some rain. Um, but it's like in a cycle. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. The weather's like in a cycle. Even in the summer. Even in the summer, it'll get real hot, and then it'll begin to rain. Once the wind blows, the rain will come a day later, most likely, or two. And but right now they're predicting rain in days from now. But I think if it warms up, and if this is the day it's going to warm up, or maybe it's tomorrow, after that will be rain. A day after will be rain. But anyway, it just goes in a cycle like that. So you just have to come to expect it, and you're like, oh, one day it's really cold, and then the next day it rains, or it warms up, and if you look at the weather. And I'll tell you, the best thing to learn the weather is your phone, how it lists, how it goes, and if you look at the temperatures, and if it's cold, and look at the wind factor, and see what the wind factor is. So if it's cold and the wind is from the north, that's why we're cold. But look at the speed of that wind and see how, if it's going to be if it's going to be colder than they're predicting or they label. I guess they would call that the wind index. But as a runner and a hiker, I learned to try to read the weather and know that if it was, say, if I was going to run 5 degrees, 5 miles per hour was pretty high for a runner to run in the wind, but it was okay. But if it got above that, you were going to struggle against that wind. And if it was wintertime, you were going to be cold. Um, but anyway, I don't know if I'm explaining this correctly. But anyhow, let's don't worry about it's just weather. The only thing you probably need to worry about in this cold winter is watch the temperatures. If you have a greenhouse, you have to watch it. If you have animals out, you have to watch it. And you don't want your pipes to bust, so you let them drip. Let them drip on cold water, just a little steady drip. Um, you don't want to stop it up or anything, let it overflow. But yeah, let them drip. Open your cabinets down below, and let the heat from the house get into the cabinet. Under your sink in the bathroom, or in your kitchen. You don't have to leave it open all the time, but just especially at night, open that up and let the heat from your house get in there and keep those pipes from busting. And let's see, I guess I got about 4 videos on dust. Not very many people looking at it. But that's okay, I understand. We don't like dust. And we don't want to dust, you know? But that's why I do those vent sheets. That's why I put little dusting sheets on my vents. Because I don't want to dust either. But anyhow, I still didn't get through. I run out of the sheets. I think there's less in a box when they got that fluffy cotton on them, you know. But I'll get some more and finish that up. But I was just sitting here looking at it this morning, and you can just tear the sheets off and throw them away. But I was wondering if maybe a white man's sock would slip over it. You know, a man's sock, a white knee sock over your fan blades, and then you could just throw them in the wash, you know, and you wouldn't pay for those Swiffer boxes, you know. I don't know. It's just something that came to mind about that. I'm always trying to recycle clothes, you know, use them for rags or use them for something else. And I get that from my parents. They had a big old rag bag, and in the garden, you know, they'd tear it in strips and tie up vegetables and stuff. Or if they got a cut, they used it to wrap and tie off, you know. Uh, or they used it around their hands to, you know, to work. Um, but anyway, I'm playing with cards here. I mean, I'm shuffling them. Uh, just, I don't know. I guess I'm the type I always have to keep my hands busy. Let's see. I have these on a rubber band. I've shuffled them. I'm going to put them away. Right here in my little turntable. There we go. And I saw on the news that California is still burning, and burning in a few places, and really taking that land out. I mean, just wiping that land clean. There is one thing about burning. My daddy burned every year. It puts some minerals and helps the soil for the ground, you know. Then you break it up, chop it in or till it in. I don't think my daddy had a tiller. I think we were too poor for that. I think he must have broke everything up with a shovel, and then he chopped it up, um, went back over it and chopped it up. It was pretty hard work. But as a child, I didn't feel sorry for him because I didn't want to do it, and I didn't want to get around it. Um, but anyway, that's I guess in this time he would have, if he was alive today, he would probably get one, or he would rent one, or he would pay somebody to till up the ground for him. But I've got a big old tiller. It's been sitting still for a long time, and you can't start it. You know, you hurt your shoulder and arm trying to start it. And then I got a small electric called Midas, I think, or not called Midas, it's something else, named after that insect. Anyway, it's electric, and it's got little bitty blades, but it's good for, you know, top of the soil that's already been worked before, and uh, it's a woman's tool. It's not a man's tool. The men have a tendency to want things to be powerful and dig in further and damage stuff, but it's a woman's tool. Uh, but I like that. And That's about all I can say on that. I might, I'm thinking about ordering me some onion and potato sets, go ahead and get them ordered, get them ready to go. I'm ready for spring to come, but I'm not ready to start pulling weeds and cleaning out. I'm not ready for that. I guess the winter is a good time to rest it and think about what you're going to do. Uh, but winter is good. People complain about the cold, but the winter, and I'm not educated in any of that, but I know that the winter helps set fruit. At least that's what my daddy said. And keeps the insects down, kills out the insects. I don't know in these real warm places how they keep their insects back. Maybe they have little predators that eat them. I don't know. But yeah, it helps keep them down, kill them, or whatever. Um, or go through their cycle of laying eggs and they die out. We'll always have insects, but still, the winter is nice. Kind of puts them away, puts them asleep wherever they go. But anyway, I like seasons. I like having seasons. Uh, it's a lot more work. I see people, that they talk in Florida and stuff like that, where they live in Florida or somewhere that's warm, tropical, and they don't have leaves. And what I learned about leaves is don't be obsessed with them. Don't work yourself to death raking and blowing and all of that. I'm not saying let them pile up. I'm saying doing it in a way where it's easier for you. You know, like use a lawnmower to gather them up out of your gutter. That's what I do, or my husband does now. He does it. Uh, you got leaves in your yard, get the lawnmower out, draw them up, put them in your compost or mulch. Use them for mulch. Uh, but anyway, that's enough on that too. I got a fire going over here in the woods, nice and peaceful looking in the mountains. Um, by the way, and I'll go back to that California fire. It's like a tinderbox there. I understand, but uh, I don't know how homeless people did that because see, they don't want to be run out of where they're at. They want going to control the fire so they can cook and stay warm or whatever, or have light. And it's pretty hard to spread that stuff. That's why I believe that um, the fire was set deliberately set. You know, and I say that because it came out all together in like 4 spots when they first started talking about all this time. It was like they showed it on the map. It was like just 4 little spots, and I thought, no, there wasn't 4 homeless people out there in a spot in an area, the same county, uh, careless with the fire. No, that somebody set that. Somebody took a torch out there or lighter, whatever they did, and sat there and worked until they got it just burning. And then they went from spot to spot. So that's just my opinion. That's what I think. And I'm a firebug. Well, I guess that's all I got to say. I'm trying to think of anybody asked me anything. Uh, this house was built in '64. If somebody asked me that, it seemed like I might have answered that before. And no, my kitchen is not of the 50s, it's of the 60s. And of course, I've thrown away all that old appliances and things. So it's really not any years, just a bunch of eclectic junk. So it don't really have a date on it. But I wish it did. Oh, wow. I wished I had a kitchen of the 50s. Wow. Yeah. Metal cabinets. And all the things they had were so convenient. You know, they knew how to make things convenient before we got where, where we wanted everything put away and clean and nothing showing. And that's not bad if that's what you like. But I like a used looking kitchen. I like a used looking house, I would say. Um, but yeah, I had a good day yesterday. My husband's son is back and forth to the hospital, back and forth now, and he's there again. So I think he's been there twice since I told y'all. Um, I hope he doesn't get any of that blood poisoning or anything from the tubes and stuff they put in him. But anyway, he's dealing with that. Um, I'm not dealing with anything but staying warm. And gosh, when I was younger, this cold here wouldn't have been anything to me. So what, I just would have went out in it. But not now. No, not at all. But let's don't worry about nothing. You know, um, don't worry about nothing. Just trust that the government is going to get a little better. That things are going to get better. Even if it's a couple of things. It's better than nothing at all. So, let's don't worry. It's just weather. It's just weather, and weather changes. This earth has changed so many times, and you can figure that out whenever. Why did my face go light and dark just then? Oh gosh, it's electricity in here. Anyway, or maybe I'm blacking out. Oh, but yeah, let's not worry. Just pray about if you've got problems, and just pray about that. Don't rush into anything. Take your time. Maybe you'll see a different plan. Um, yeah, like yesterday, I was thinking about, when I clean my little living room up right there, I flip my furniture around every time. And yesterday, I was thinking, it's time to flip the furniture. I can feel it coming on. It's time to dust and clean off everything and put it all back again. And I was thinking, well, the reason I'm going to do it is, and I was finding an excuse, and it's a good excuse. The winter sun is shining on my screen of my TV. So I thought, I got to move the TV. I'll flip the TV with the cabinet. And so I got to looking at the wall and the cabinet, and there was a little sun shining, lighting it up on the wall. I thought, well, no, that's going to be the same thing. I'll do all that work, and it'll be the same thing. So I left it alone. I'll rotate it all around eventually when I go to dust and really clean good, spring cleaning. But no, I left it, and I thought, no. And I don't do anything when my husband's here, when he's hanging about. He's in the way, and I can't think straight when he's milling around. So, but anyway, my life is good, and everything's going to be fine, and y'all are going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. Uh, if you're still working, you know, um, going to work every day, um, just cherish all of that, even though it's hard work, because it'll all end someday. And you'll have to get used to the new life. And we go through changes. Um, even now, I'm noticing even a change by not working, retiring. Things have changed. A couple of years you're like this, and then the next years you're like this, and it just all keeps changing. And don't give up though. Don't sell everything and move into a retirement home or a place where they feed you what they want to feed you. Heck, if there's a flood or a storm or a fire, they'll run off and leave you anyway. So try to stay in your home as long as you can. You know, lady across the street over there, she's in her 90s, and um, I'm just so glad they've left her in her home. Um, and then the lady that was on this side over here, oh man, that daughter uh, couldn't wait. She tricked her. She couldn't wait to sell her stuff, and she threw most of it away out in the street, and had people pick it up. Junk trucks pick up furniture. I watched nice furniture go out the door. Uh, she did, and I mentioned to her to get an estate dealer and sell her stuff. She wouldn't do that. She wanted it out of the house. The reason is she had the house sold already. She wanted it out of the house. She was her mind was just that house, just that house. That's all the junk inside she didn't want. And the lady had all kind of collectibles and things, and she just threw them in the garbage. And she, what she told her, but she did it after she got her away from there. She told her she was going to come pick her up and come stay at her house. She got her sister come stay, and y'all visit for a few days, and I'll bring you back. Well, she tricked her. She didn't bring her back. She took her directly over to a retirement home and put her in there. And and when that happened, I thought about if somebody did me that way, how my mind would be about all what I would be doing at this point in my home, or what I had, what's in this drawer, or what would I put on, and what about this, and nobody jabbering in my ear, and I would have peace and quiet if I needed it. I could call anybody I wanted, I could say, and I could be up at 2 in the morning if I wanted to be, and don't bother me about it. But um, if you can stay in your home, do so. Stay in your home. Um, there's remedies if you're lonely. There's remedies. Get out of the house. Go to the Salvation Army or Goodwill and look around. You don't have to buy anything. Just look around. There's a lady I saw the other day. I see her in there every time. Really fancy dressed lady. And she never really gets very much. And the day before, I had saw this huge bag of cotton soil, and I thought, "Ooh, boy, that's high price. Are they nuts?" I thought, well, if I can come in and get it discounted, I might pick that up and put that in my greenhouse. So she got over there and put the cotton soil in her basket. And I thought, well, that's good. At least, you know, one of us will use it. Uh, yeah. And I can tell that she just gets out to move around. I can tell she's by herself. Um, she just gets out to move around and everything. But maybe you can't move around. Maybe you can't get out. You can use that internet right there. That'll really go through that internet. Visit some blabbermouth like me. Uh, play some games on there. Uh, I don't know. Maybe y'all got some ideas. Y'all can tell me. Oh, but yeah, when I get out, I I can't go, I can't shop till you drop anymore. That don't happen. Uh, I never was much like that anyhow. I can go one place and I'm exhausted and ready to go home. I can't wait to get home. Even when I'm offered you want a meal here, you want to go in this restaurant, no, I want to go home. Oh, I don't, and you know it too when you get older. There's not a restaurant that you're really excited about anyway. There's always, it's always crap. Oh, you know, I've had some people say, "Gosh, you need to make soup and open a little restaurant here and have some serve soup or serve." I'm like, "Well, how do you do it? How do you start that stuff?" Um, but anyway, uh, drink coffee. I am thankful that I know some of you don't feel that, but it'll be okay. Gosh, just the one thing that's happened is they've changed the name of the Gulf. They changed it to Gulf of America. Why not? I mean, we patrol it, we guard it, it's ours. They've had the name long enough. Now we should have the name. Uh, Let us have the name for a couple 100 years and then y'all can have it. But yeah, and I just see some things happening, and I think I can't say something good is going to come out of all that burning. Um, but every time there's a disaster, it makes jobs for people. It makes income for people. And after it's over and everything, and something new is made, and if we'll just plan it and not throw it all back together, uh, it'll be okay. Um, but anyway, I'm just gonna say that I've enjoyed y'all's comments. Y'all are really nice people. Y'all really are. Y'all say a lot of nice things, and I make some terrible videos. I'm not. I don't know how to film anything. I mean, I delete so many because sometimes my whole back, all you see is my back or my arm or something like that. I'm terrible with making film, and or even something worth talking about. But I don't know. And I guess I'll just talk to y'all later because I've run out of ideas. Um, I don't know. I guess I'll scramble me up an egg this morning. A couple of eggs, since they're so small, I'll scramble a couple of them. And that'll be my breakfast. And I'll heat me up, get me some warm coffee. And I'll watch the TV, see what's going on there. Uh, I might get an idea for another video so I can say hello. We'll see. So y'all take care, and I wish y'all a wonderful day today. Bye bye.